Welcome back, everyone. We're on day 34 out of 50 now of the series, Road to a 750 plus on the SAT Math. Today we're doing geometry questions, and we're going to start with this question right over here. So a cube has an edge length of 68 inches, and a solid sphere with a radius of 34 inches is inside the cube, such that the sphere touches the center of each face of the cube. To the nearest cubic inch, what is the volume of the space in the cube not taken up by the sphere? Okay, so this is messed up right here, but let me fix that. We have a visual here I'll give to you. This is our cube, and within that cube, we have a sphere. And just pretend it's touching the cube on each side. Like the bottom will be touching here, the top touching the roof, that's touching the left side, that's touching the right side. So it's touching the sphere at each point. And this makes sense because the radius of the sphere is 34 inches. So that means its diameter is 68, which means it touches on each side. If that doesn't make sense, just follow the math here. So if we're looking for the space not taken up by the sphere, we're going to find the volume of the cube itself first. So we know each side of the cube is 68, and we know the volume of a cube is the side length times, or the side length cubed, so we get 68 cubed, and this is going to give us 314,432. And now we need to find the volume of the sphere itself. So we know the volume of the sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, which is going to be 4 over 3 pi times 34 cubed, and this gives us 157,216 pi over 3. So now, to find the space that isn't taken up by the sphere, but within the cube, we need to subtract these two volumes. So we're going to subtract these from each other, and we get an answer of 149,795.78, and we round to the nearest cubic inch, which is going to be 149,796. That gives us answer choice A. Alright, looking at this next problem, a cylinder has a diameter of 8 inches and a height of 12 inches. What is the volume in cubic inches of the cylinder? So diameter is 8, so that means the radius is 4. I'm going to draw a quick visual. So this is the diameter, and this would be the radius. So the volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r squared times h. So given that, we would have pi times 4 squared times the height. And plugging this into our calculator, we would get 192 pi, which is option C. Next problem, we have a cube has an edge length of 41 inches. What is the volume in cubic inches of the cube? So we already did a cubic volume. So cube is equal to s cubed, the side length cubed. And our side length is 41, and we're going to cube this, so we get 41 times 41 times 41, which is equal to 68,921, and this is our answer choice D. Very generous to get that medium difficulty because that is super simple problem. Okay, this is not as simple. Okay, the graph of x squared plus x and y squared plus y is equal to 199 over 2. In the xy plane is a circle. What is the length of the circle's radius? So we need to complete the square here. If you've never done that, I'm going to demonstrate how we do that now. It's going to be, we want to separate our x and y terms. They're pretty separated already. But then we also want to put a blank space where we're going to complete the square. So as so. And then remember, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So I'm leaving blank spaces for each of the ones we add. And now to complete the square, to fill in these spaces, we need to follow this formula. B over 2 squared. And remember, B we can find by looking at this formula. This is B. So ax squared plus bx plus c. These are the coefficients a, b, and x, or a, b, and c between or before each of the variables. If there's no variable, it's constant. So looking for our b variable, this applies to y as well. So if it's the same. So our b variable here is 1. Since there's no number before the x, it's assumed to be 1, or it is 1. So our b over 2 squared here would be equal to 1 over 2 squared, which is equal to 1 over 4th. And now we add 1 over 4th to each side. We're going to do the same over here for the y. Our y, there's a 1 before it, so 1 over 2 squared is equal to 1 over 4th, or 1/4, sorry. And now we simplify this, so we get x squared plus x plus 1/4 plus y squared plus y plus 1/4 is equal to 199 over 2 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 1/2. So on this side, we're just going to simplify this now. We get 200 over 2, which is equal to 100. And remember, this is equal to the radius squared. What are we looking for? Only the radius. So the radius is going to be equal to plus or minus the square root of 100, r is equal to plus or minus 10. But then put it into the context of the real scenario, length of a circle's radius can never be negative, so it's only going to be 10. So r is equal to 10. That is the length of the circle's radius for this problem. A little tricky, but as long as you know how to complete the square, very manageable and easy points to grab up. Okay, this next problem. The length of the edge of the base of a right square prism is 6 units. The volume of the prism is 2,880 cubic units. What is the height in units of the prism? So volume of a square prism is equal to side length squared times h, the height. So we get a little visual here. Not my best drawing, but you get it. So this is the side length, that's the side length, that's the height. If we already have the edge of the base of the right square prism is 6 units, we know S is equal to 6. So we know the volume of the square prism is going to be 6 squared times h. And we know that the volume of the prism is what? 2,880, which is equal to 36 times h. So now isolating for h, we get 2,880 divided by 36. And this gives us h is equal to 80 units. And that's answer choice D. So just know how to deal with your three-dimensional shapes there and you'll be fine. Last problem of the day, medium difficulty. The figure shows the length in inches of two sides of a right triangle. What is the area of the triangle in square inches? Okay, what's the area of a triangle? It's 1/2 base times height. And what is this equal to here? Well, our base is equal to 5, our height is equal to 3. So we have 1/2 times the base times the height. And this is going to be equal to 1/2 times 15, which is equal to 15 over 2, or 7.5. So this is a filling question, but ridiculously easy. And we're going to end off today's episode here. I hope this helped. Make sure you know how to complete the square moving forward. And yeah, that's the biggest takeaway from today's video. Hope you guys